A moment of your time, Watcher, if you will. Some of the hands discovered an unusual crate in the ship's hold. Unfortunately, the ship lacks the defensive fortifications of Cadnua. A crate could have been slipped aboard at any of our ports of call, assuming it wasn't placed among our goods as we took on supplies. It is roughly a yard to a side and labeled beans. The hands who noticed it were tasked by the cook to bring up ingredients for the evening's stew. The hand left the crate in the hold if you wish to examine it.
You can see me! It's really you then, the captain of the Defiance. Me, Muatu, formerly of the island of Kazuwari, presently of the Beyond. Oh, well, this is the first time I've ever been dead.
You okay over there? You got that look again, like you've seen a ghost. Another ghost, I mean. Tell him I said hi. Or her, I guess. Shouldn't go assuming things about the dead.
But it must be you. You opened the box. You can see me! I come from the island of Kazuwari, and we need your aid. Kazuwari is an island where the most skillful hunters, the most hardened explorers, the deadliest warriors, all gather to earn Tuamawai's favor. But Humaire, the island's caretaker, says the essence that sustains the island has sickened. Curdled, she called it. The animals, the trees, they all churn with anger and fear. Yes! Humaire was right. She said you would understand. We need a watcher. No one else can talk to souls, Humaire said, and souls are our problem. You're a watcher, right? The watcher. The one who died and lived again, who speaks to the gods. That's the watcher we need. I knew it! I knew Humaire wouldn't have lied. You will help, won't you? Oh, that's fantastic! Thank you! Speak to Humaire at Kazuwari, Watcher. She'll be able to better explain the situation than I am. Kazuwari's a huge island west of Hasango. It's pretty hard to miss, what with the high cliffs and waterfalls. There's one thing you should know. The faces of the hunt jealously control who enters and leaves the island. But there's a waterfall on the southern side of the island that will allow you to sneak in, so long as you're circumspect. I guess you should also know. The island's residents might not take too kindly to your presence if you're found. They're, prickly bunch. But I'm sure that won't be a problem for you.
No, you know, I just... Thing is, I might know something about that box there. A little more than something. All I'm saying is, maybe you don't want to touch it. Maybe we tie a big rock to it and throw it overboard. Right now. It's a box with a dead man's head in it. Great. That's great. Maybe we should talk about it later. You seem to have your hands full.
Hey, hello? I'm still here. Are you going to help us? We could really use the help. Once we've arrived, I can help you find your way into the heart of the island. You know, if you want me to. I wouldn't want to presume. In the meantime, I'll be here, well, behind you, really, with the rest of the spirits following you around.
The light fades into dim. You stand in a forest glade hung thick with shadows. Tall trees surround you. The shriek of a deer pierces the air before being abruptly silenced. From out of the dark lope a Stelgar and a wolf, followed by a thickly muscled man draped in furs. Galawain.
Herald of Bareth, this place is not for you. Leave. I will warn you only once. If you tread upon my island, it will consume you. I have seen what you do to creatures who will not submit to you. I do not want the same for the residents of this island. You seem to overestimate your importance. Their pack needs no aid from yours. They will live and die by the ferocity of their wits and the edge of their blades. They need nothing from you when they have me. In a manner of speaking, its nature complements my own. So I have occasionally acted in its name when the Kith here needed a familiar face to lead their pack. A glorious beast, and one of the many creatures here that will challenge you, should you refuse to leave. I am not, though Muatu is mine, and I will claim him in time. Consider it a strongly worded suggestion with consequences attached. I do not care to explain to Bareth why their favored watcher was torn to ribbons by my beasts. I could, but I will not. The island is a trial. To clear the path of challenge for you would run counter to its purpose, to my purpose. I have warned you. May aught that follows be on your head.
With a sound like a thunderclap and a bright burst like lightning, the forest disappears, and you are thrust back into your body. You blink against the fading flash. When you can see again, you find your hands bloodless and aching, gripping the railing of your ship.
Don't move. Return to your little boat, interloper. You do not belong on Kazawari.
Hold off, Hateno! You from the valleys? The living lands? Might have seen you shipping out of port a few years back. Knew it! Can't never forget a face, you know? Still, it's funny to find another from the valleys out here. Kazuwari attracts all kinds.
Shut your gaping trap, Shabale. Turn back, now. And count yourself lucky you aren't already dead. Doubtful. Good for you. He's a hard old bastard to please.
Diplomacy doesn't count for shit on this island, but its people do respect power. I can try, but I can't see how it'll do much good.
So nice to see you again, Constantine.
Can't say the feeling's mutual.
You think I'd pass up the chance to kill a coward like you, Constantine? No.
Why did we stop? We ran into locals, didn't we? I doubt they'll listen to reason. Best to kill them and be done with it.
You think he follows Toamawai, Hateno? Maybe the faces brought him here.
What say, interloper? Do you trespass on the god's behalf? I'll leave your worth for Tuamawai to judge. Pass then, but watch your back.
Hey, Watcher, I need to, be straight with you about something. I've been here before. Yeah, you got me there. You're too perceptive, you know that? It's almost creepy. This place, it's not just an island full of crazy druids and giant boars. It's a competition. There's an actual arena in the middle, but that's just where people congregate. The entire island is a trial. One that I fought in. Few years. When you caught me in Nekataka, I was at the tail end of a long rest. That kind of life. Wake up, fight, sleep, every day for weeks. It takes a lot out of a person. Maybe it took more out of me than I thought. Yeah, and you know that better than most, don't you? Thought I was done with all that. But here I am. About to make the same bad choices. Huh, you flatter me. Nah, I may be tough, but I'm not that tough. I had a crew, a group, packs, they called them here. Something almost like a family. We worked well together, but you know how it is. Nothing good stays good forever. When I left, we went our separate ways. Something like that. See, we were doing pretty well in the contests. Not just winning, but winning handily. Dominating. But something wasn't right. I just couldn't shake this feeling we were being played, being used, and I didn't know what for. No, nothing. And that's just the thing. Folks were nice to us.
Too nice, right? Kinda nice that makes you wonder what a person's looking to get from you?
So, when I quit, my crew got mad. How can you give up? We're nearly there, that kind of stuff. But I had to trust my gut. Couldn't go dying and leave my pa alone, could I? I'm past the age of chasing glory, Watcher. Let me make a little coin, settle down somewhere with a view. Shit. Maybe I'll go back home to the Pearl Coast. Haven't been there in an age.
Do you miss it? Your home?
Well, yeah. Probably not like you miss yours, on account of how I can probably go back.
But it is hard to return.
Harder even than leaving. Yeah. I'm standing here. Wait, I'm not dead, am I? Phew. Had me worried for a second there. There's no surrender in the arena. You lose, you die. Keeps it simple.
You always take us to the nicest places, Watcher. Hey now, at least it's warm this time. It's nice not having to worry about anything turning blue and falling off.
Can't say I know what'll happen till it's happening, but I'll tell you what I can when I can. Anything more than that'll just be idle speculation, and that's not really my thing. Yeah, not a safe place to be standing around.
Welcome to the Temple of Tuamawai, Watcher. Home sweet home.
Akira, the wall. What even is down there?
I'll let you handle this one.
Don't matter none. You're finally here is all. Crowd gets restless waiting. You best get out to the pit.
Friendly, isn't he?
Pit? Go out to pit. That don't matter none neither. I'm the kith supposed to get you before the people. Akira, you're in Challenger's chamber, yeah? That makes you Challenger. Beyond that, don't matter none. You having second thoughts about the right? Stop. It's too late. Everyone champs at the bit to see you in action.
Best not to argue with him, Watcher. Some of these folks got short fuses and itchy sword arms.
What? No. Just get out there.
It's got the same scent as the wild mare, don't it? Like upscale stables.
A new challenger joins our eternal hunt.
As is tradition, the primal elements shall sort predator from prey.
Triumph or perish. There is neither surrender nor retreat. You have completed the first examination. Well done.
Your fury brings joy to this arena, and honor to your name.
You have endured but the first of many trials. Return when you are ready to face your next challenge.
Look
Looks like you can hold your own in a fight. That's great! Really useful for not dying.
You are alive. Praise Toamawai. I did not, I had not, I should have verified you were intending to join our Crucible Games instead of,
That's about the closest thing you get to an apology around here.
Yes, of course. Toamawai truly rules this place. But Humaire deals with matters that pertain to lowly kith. Humaire wants to bend your ear. You go find her in Hall of Memories. Straight past me. Also, sorry about before.
What's on your mind? You don't want to hear about that. It's ancient history at this point. Ouch! Watch her! You're not wrong. I'm not much of a leader. The voice tricks people. They hear the power in it, want to follow. But you were asking about my crew. Well, there was Salis, an old elf from Adir. Could do wild stuff with a bow. Backflips, trick shots, stuff you'd only see at a traveling show. Then there were Perso and Claria, twins from Old Valia. Probably carried a library's worth of grimoires between them. Then, there was my sister. She thought those fights were gonna fix everything short of bringing our ma back from the grave. See? There's a certain glory that comes with being a champion of Kazuwari. And with glory comes money. We could have put our pa up in a nice place, maybe even gotten him a valet or a steward. Someone to help him hunt and farm so he could focus on tending his bees. Didn't work out like that though. And she wouldn't forgive me for it. Haven't seen her since. Not sure how my letters are gonna find her now that we spent so much time on the move.
This is her. This is Humaire, the one we've come to see. She'll show you the way.
Quite the show you put on, Challenger. Yours is a new face within these hallowed grounds. Strange that. I don't recall the last Challenger to enter the Crucible without first proclaiming their intent to me. Then it is you. I sent Muatu that you might speak to him and seek us out, Watcher of Cad Nua. I wanted to know that you fairly earned your title. That you stand before me proves you a true Watcher.
An even half-competent scholar could have found their way here based solely on the design of the crate you sent.
A man's life for a message and a test. Good trade.
Our ancestors constructed this temple as a tribute to the souls of all life. Of predator, prey, and the primal dance that forever binds them. Souls came to permeate these walls, a choir of voices greater than any individual chanter or druid. They became not unlike a god, at least upon this isle. Great kith from across the Deadfire heeded their song and flocked to Kazuwari, whether to relive the battles of lore or forge legends of their own. Not exactly, or rather, perhaps. A few months ago, the music changed. It became discordant to my ears, as if it and the souls no longer sang in harmony. I think perhaps that it is because of the foreign god stomping across the Deadfire.
Sure, blame Aethys. Everybody does. Not that he don't sometimes deserve it.
Therein lies the mystery. Why has the song changed? What does it herald? Thus, I require a watcher. More stories get told of the Watcher's abilities than there are islands in the Deadfire to hold them. Those that claim the mantle for themselves almost always prove charlatans or lunatics, or both. But if the tales of communion between Watchers and lost souls hold any truth, we might uncover what ails this place. Over the centuries of contests here, gallons of blood have been spilled in the arena. But the fights have always been reasonable. Now, however, the Faces of the Hunt summons great monstrosities to pit against green challengers. Even outside the Crucible, the beasts and kith of Kazuwari grow increasingly aggressive. The Faces stoke their hostility. They seem eager to see blood spilled.
This place has always been hungry for bloodshed. How's this any different?
I would not expect you to understand, Constantine. You were deaf to Kazuwari's song. You must draw the attention of the Faces of the Hunt in the Crucible. To contend in the Crucible, you must first complete the rite of passage. The Faces of the Hunt provide 4 trials. The aspirant overcomes them and earns the right to take part in the Crucible. Or they do not. Either way, blood is spilled, and the Faces are pleased. The earthly voices of Tuamawai. They emanate from the statue of him that overlooks the arena. It reflects the 3 aspects of the sacred hunter: the seeker, the slayer, and the survivor. So I have been told. Tuamawai is within these stones, though. Can the same be said of some foreign god? Reward balances the risk. The champions of the hunt reap many blessings from the Faces, treasures and mystic abilities alike.
For as long as they survive, you mean?
And the losers? The Beyond holds for them a position most privileged. Trials of combat. More than this, I cannot say. Only that you will face opponents of spirit and opponents of flesh.
Here I was looking forward to sitting back and watching you take all the hits for once.
One-on-one events are rare here. In the Crucible, we fight as nature intended, in packs, with disparate equipment and little effort spent to ensure fairness. Besides, it would be an incomplete trial if we tested only prowess. The leadership and preparedness of our contenders must also be judged. I learned of your abilities in the Crucible. One of Engari's agents brought us a remnant of a battle you had with a ship called the Drake. The Faces used that object to manifest an echo of you aboard your ship. You were quite impressive. These walls contain the souls, the memories of the many kith who have come before. These souls communicate their will through the Faces of the Hunt. The Faces stirs the memories, blending essence to summon spirits or manifest beasts of blood and bone.
Don't know about you, but that sounds like chanter business to me.
That all sounds rather circular.
Indeed. Tuamawai is 1. Tuamawai are 3. Tuamawai are scores.
Sounds confusing. At least with Aethys, it's just the one. Then Shoti hasn't been referencing Aethys each time she mentions gone? Well, that ain't the same. Aethys is sometimes gone, not always both at once. I think.
The pool of memories will set forth the challenges that await you. Peer into its waters when you are ready.
Hi there, my fine friend. Care for some tasty victuals before you go testing your strength against the spirits? You fresh off the boat, lad? Arena's full up of soul energy.
As tends to happen when enough people die in one place.
The Faces of the Hunt stirs them right up. summoning monsters and legendary warriors for the contenders to try their blades against. Only the tastiest damn food in the Deadfire. Come, have yourself a look.
Ado, traveler. We reserve these modest quarters for those challenging the rite of passage or contending in the crucible. Umare told me that you are to be extended our hospitality. For the moment.
Hey, now. She's doing the best with what she's got to work with. Have some class.
Our beds are simple, but we offer a variety of training spaces in which to hone your skills. Spaces unavailable to mere spectators. Of course. Let me show you around the grounds.
Neil's still kicking, huh? I thought for sure he'd have blown himself to bits by now.
Oh, it's you. How's your, sister, was it? Daughter?
You had it right the first time. Damn, do I look that old?
Yes, my apologies, traveler. I just got a little wrapped up in, well, it's a personal project, and now I am going on about nothing. I call it Neil's Auroral Transubstantiator, or perhaps the Essential Battery Array, or maybe I would, well, name's not important. It's meant to collect and store ambient essence in an accessible form for dynamic usage at a later time.
Meant to, an animancer's favorite words.
Indeed. Exactly. Hardly ideal, I'll admit, but you'll notice the branching circuitry and balanced audio receptacles. Combined, those should serve to minimize the risk of overload or essential dissociation. Well, theoretically. This jungle, and more so this arena, it's in a state of essential flux. The density of ambient essence here goes far beyond anything I've seen elsewhere in the world. But to collect that power, to harness it, I need the help of a contestant in the Crucible.
This is most ill-advised.
It's really quite safe, truly. Perhaps, I mean, it could theoretically discharge essence were it to, say, to suffer a heavy blow, were it to be struck repeatedly, for example, or were you to fall over while wearing it. But a mild, well, moderate shock would be the very worst you would suffer. Not at all lethal! Assuming, of course, you weren't, already near to dying. Alchemists, you see, are limited to the materials they harvest, yet the processes we employ ultimately draw their efficacy from the essence present in all things. By infusing potion ingredients with ambient soul energies, I hope to significantly increase the efficiency of the process. The end result? An almost limitless draft! You would? That's fantastic! So, you see, during each fight in the arena, the essence presence spikes fantastically. Some of this is the result of magic, or released energy, owing to, well, the death of the fighters, but the arena itself manipulates essence too. It's really quite a thing to behold. All I would require from you is to wear the belt. Well, competing in the Crucible, I mean. And then, of course, return it to me, obviously. Fantastic! It's ready. Just wear it during the fight, and return it once it's fully charged.
Ado, and welcome. Please acquaint yourself with my weapons and armors, lest you become acquainted with death in the arena instead. Not in the slightest, but we all faced Chirono upon the killing field, ach? I sought meaning in the ring before the faces, and found it, I think, in a fashion. The wound almost returned me to the wheel. I would have been leaving, but, well, this Ilo is my home now. When Chirono seeks me, I will be found here. See for yourself, per complenta.
Looks like something's eating you. What's on your mind? Used to. Not sure if he does anymore. See, his real talent lies in brewing. Mead mostly, but beer too. Keeps him happy and a roof over his head. Had a bitterly cold winter out where he lives not too many years ago. His hives weren't doing good to start, so when the bad weather came, there weren't enough bees to keep them all warm. He ended up losing a few queens to the cold. That was a tough year. Youthful folly. Nothing more to it than that.
Sure it is. You've never been young and stupid? Kids will do all sorts of dumb shit to stave off boredom.
Like, get their faces all cut up?
Just because Yorodiran is not my first language does not mean I cannot hear you, Constantine.
Oh, I know. Anyway, I was a member of a religious organization for a time. Tattoos were part of the deal. That makes it sound a lot more exciting than what it was, which was guarding the Temple of Morgan from crazed Aeothasians mostly. Not that I got anything against Aeothasians. The other guards were a rowdy bunch, liked to egg each other on to acts of foolishness. Lots of the guards had tattoos. Getting them meant you were really one of the group. Was my pa ever pissed? Used to be embarrassed by him, to tell the truth. Looking back now, though, I'm glad I marked that time in my life. It's important to remember where you've come from, what you've done. Didn't expect to be traveling with someone like Facina. I can tell you that much. She's... There's something about her that gets me all twisted up. Maybe it's that attitude, or the way she hurls those spells like they're spears aimed right at her old boss's head. She's really something. Sure, who wouldn't? Hey, maybe you wanna, put in a good word for me? Yeah, she does seem like one to make up her own mind, huh? She's smart like that. Damn! I'll play it cool. I could do that. What are you, my priest? Don't need to talk about anything. Rosa, and my pa's Doran before you ask. Ma was Denisa, and I had a brother, Cosmin. Then there's Aunt Karina, my ma's sister, Uncle Albert, Cousin Alan, and Scissor. Oh, and baby Petra. Was a boy last time I saw him. Must be a grown man by now. Course. She's family. Why are you asking me all this stuff anyway? It's got nothing to do with you. Margaret's tits! I'm not your fucking project! Sorry, that was out of line. Just don't know what you're getting out of all this. Don't know what you want. This isn't a problem you can solve. It's up to me and her to work out. If I ever see her again. Said she was going to Nekataka. Went looking for her, but I didn't find a thing. After a couple of months at the mayor, I get a letter from her. Just wanted to let me know she was alive. It didn't say anything else, though. And she won't write me back, no matter how many letters I send. Guess she's still sore. I don't like being back here, but I think maybe we make a good showing in the fights. I get the money, and I make things right. It's just me, her, and Pa, after all. Family has to stick together. Shit, I'd hope so. Don't think the alternative would be much fun. I'll be here if you need me.